This glacier looks like it's bleeding in the middle of Antarctica. A deep red liquid slowly flows out of pure white ice. It looks like something alive is trapped inside the glacier. Nothing like this should exist in a place this cold and empty. This place is known as Blood Falls, and for years, no one could explain what they were seeing. Early explorers were the first to discover it, a red waterfall cutting through frozen silence. Completely out of place in an endless white landscape, it looked unnatural, almost disturbing to witness. Scientists were quickly called to investigate the phenomenon. At first, they assumed it had a simple explanation, something like algae or microorganisms causing the color. But when they tested the water, nothing matched that theory. There were no visible organisms responsible for the red color. No contamination from outside sources could be found. And that made the mystery even more unsettling, because nothing should survive in this environment. Temperatures drop far below freezing almost all year. Sunlight disappears for months during the polar winter. There are no nutrients, no oxygen, no life on the surface, just ice stretching endlessly in every direction. And yet, the red water kept flowing. So where was it coming from? The answer was hidden far beneath the glacier. Millions of years ago, this region looked completely different. It wasn't just ice, but a place with liquid water and lakes. Then the climate shifted and temperatures dropped dramatically. Glaciers began forming and slowly covered everything, sealing the surface and trapping what was below. One of those lakes became completely isolated, locked beneath layers of thick, ancient ice, cut off entirely from the outside world. No air could reach it anymore. No light could penetrate the frozen surface. It became a sealed environment, untouched for millions of years. Like a hidden world buried beneath the glacier, but something unexpected happened inside that trapped lake. The water didn't freeze, even under extreme cold, because of immense pressure and high salt concentration. The water remained in a liquid state, creating a dense and unusual chemical environment. Over time, the chemistry of the lake began to change. Without oxygen, reactions occurred differently. The water became rich in dissolved iron, along with other minerals accumulating over time, transforming into something completely unique, a system unlike anything found on the surface. Slowly, pressure inside the lake began to build, forcing the water upward through tiny cracks in the ice, moving gradually toward the surface, until it finally found a way out, breaking through the glacier after millions of years. And when that water reached the open air, everything changed instantly. The iron inside reacted with oxygen, the same process that causes metal to rust, turning the liquid a deep, blood-like red color. That's what gives Blood Falls its appearance. Not blood, but iron oxidation happening in real time. But that explanation only solves part of the mystery. Because when scientists looked deeper into the lake, they discovered something even more shocking. Microbial life forms living in complete isolation, surviving without sunlight for millions of years, without oxygen or any connection to the outside world. They adapted in ways we once thought impossible, using chemical reactions instead of light for energy. a completely different biological process, allowing them to exist in total darkness. This discovery changed our understanding of life itself. It proved that life doesn't need sunlight to survive. It doesn't even require oxygen in some cases. It can exist in places we once believed were completely dead, hidden beneath ice, sealed away from the world. This has major implications beyond Earth, because similar conditions exist elsewhere in the solar system, on icy moons like Europa and Enceladus, where oceans may exist beneath frozen surfaces. Blood Falls became more than just a strange location. It became evidence of how life can adapt to extremes, a real example of survival beyond our expectations. Even today, the red water continues to flow, slowly emerging from deep within the glacier, a system that is still active after millions of years, still changing, still revealing new information, a hidden world that refused to stay buried forever. One of the strangest and most fascinating places on Earth